are one of the oldest sources of energy used by man. Burning wood allows to produce a renewable energy with neutral carbon footprint, since CO2 rejected in the air is the one that has been absorbed by the tree during its life. Speaking of which, can we produce energy from living trees without killing them? A tree can absorb several thousands of watts of sunlight during the sunnier hours, but it uses this energy essentially to stay alive. Removing a part of this energy is acting like parasites that take the advantage of the tree, and a parasite that removes too much energy kills the tree. So the energy that we could obtain from living trees would always be quite low. Researchers have been knowing for a long time that an electrical tension of a few tenths of millivolts between the tree trunk and the surrounding ground exists. By meticulously implanting electrodes, we can thus recover a very low electric current, generating an energy 1,000,000 times less powerful than the tree's one, and which is consequently safe for the tree. Yet, these few milliwatts are enough to supply very simple electronic circuits, such as temperature sensors and small transmitters. The application that immediately comes to mind consists in spreading such sensors in forests in order to detect outbreaks of fire. Once implanted, the sensor is supplied as long as the tree is alive. Such sensors have already been successfully tested in the United States. Another way of producing energy with trees requires some genetic manipulations. Some animals and some plants are bioluminescent, that is to say, they can emit light. This is the case of fireflies and glowworms, but also of certain squids and fungi, for instance. The gene at the origin of this property has been identified and has already been implanted on organisms such as bacteria to make them bioluminescent. Prototypes of lamps using these bacteria in solution in a glass bulb have already been presented by companies. In the example of this lamp, bacteria emit light while they feed, for instance, with methane or composted matter generated by the daily life at home. The next step is to implant this gene in a tree, thus making it bioluminescent. If these trees were planted in cities, they would replace the current lighting. In daytime, they would store up energy via photosynthesis, as any tree. In nighttime, a part of this energy would be spent in bioluminescence. To obtain a lighting as powerful as the ones currently used, the tree should dedicate 0.02% of its energy to this new function, which seems low enough not to weaken it. Finally, in order to get the maximum of energy from the tree without impoverishing it, we just need to use an artificial tree, because trees are wonderful machines that change solar energy with powers per square meters far higher than photovoltaic solar panels. How do they do that? Leaves are tiered on several levels and are arranged so that they shade as less as possible leaves on the below level. Besides, they are translucent and reflective, so much so that all the leaves receive at least a little light. So artificial trees could take a leaf out of actual trees to produce energy more efficiently. In fact, such trees have already been developed by taking even farther the energy recovery. Thus, each leaf is not only a photovoltaic sensor, but also a thermovoltaic sensor that transforms heat into electricity, and a piezovoltaic sensor that transforms the leaves' movement caused by wind or rain into electricity. The first prototype tree alone can supply the needs of one house.